Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether. I know there's a lot of guys out there who's not very sociable, right? Who can't talk in public, who are not great communicators, right? For you guys out there who aren't great communicators and you would like to get out of that shell of yours and start talking with people, get out of that hermit stages, right? One of the best thing I could advise you to do is start writing a journal. Write out your thoughts, right? When you write out your thoughts, it's easier for you to say what you want to say, right? It's easy for you want to say. It get out old ideas. It cleared out your mind, right? Start a journal. Get a journal. Get a diary. Whatever. Write whatever you want to write in a journal a day, and then see your progress over. When you see all these progress that you made, it's gonna motivate you to write more. It's gonna motivate you to talk more, to be a better listener. You listen to yourself as well. When you're writing out, you listen to yourself. How are you responding? What are you saying? Then when you read it back out, are you saying the right thing? Or are you not saying the right thing? Right? That's what's wrong with people today. People aren't teaching how to communicate well. Right? This is one thing that I do to learn how to communicate well with people. I write out my thoughts and ideas. And then when it comes to the opportunity of me talking or sharing what I want to say, it's easier for me to say it because I have a clear indication of what I want to say in my mind because I already write it out and listen to reading my own letters, right? And listen to what I'm saying to see does it make sense, to see if it's coherent or not, right? Writing out your ideas in a journal is a great way to ease your mind, to ease your mood, right? If you're stressed out, right? If you want to say something that you want to say to somebody but you can't, or if you don't have nobody to talk to, really write out your thoughts. That's the purpose of writing a journal. Writing out thoughts, because if you hold that idea in your mind, it will drive you crazy. You just want to express it. Well, what a human being is, they like to express themselves, right? It's just the thing is that some people don't have the venue to express themselves, don't have the place to express themselves, don't have the forum, the platform to express themselves, right? What's the thing that you can always go to when you want to express yourself? You have to write it out, right? Write out a journal, right? Write it out, write your thoughts and ideas, right? Not only that, when you write out in a journal, you're collecting ideas as well, right? You're collecting ideas in case you want to make improvement or innovation in life or an invention. You write out your ideas and you reflect back on it. You look at it, you reread it, right? Are you making sense? And maybe the thing that you wrote down, you could use it and put it in a memoir, write a book, right? Write a book and monetize what you wrote to yourself. Look at Marcus Aurelius' meditation. That is basically his journal for himself. His journal for himself to be a better person in life, right? If you haven't read that book, Marcus Aurelius' meditation, get a copy of that book and read it out loud, right? Read it, and you could improve yourself dramatically, all right? Because Marcus Aurelius is a Roman emperor, right? He's a stoicist, whatever it is, right? And he write out his ideas to remind himself to be a better person, to be better than what he was yesterday. To encourage himself, right? Don't impress anybody. All these things, right? This is why it's a good idea to write to yourself. Write yourself a letter, because nobody's not going to write you a letter, right? You don't have a significant others. We don't do that no more, right? And plus, when you write in a journal, there's something about when you write it with your pen, with your fingers, that it stick to you more than you were to type it out on a computer, right? You understand it more when you write it out. There's this connection with your pen and pad, with your arms, the movement of the arms, right? That you're getting your ideas more clear, right? This is what I find it most appreciating, what's that word I'm trying to look for? Most rewarding, right? When you write a letter, right? People don't write that no more, and then not only that, you will improve your penmanship, right? You will notice that, oh man, I have some sloppy handwriting, and when you write more and more and more, you're more fluent on your writing pattern, improve your handwriting skills, right? But going back to writing, it improve your communication skills, right? We have to communicate better. You listen to yourself, right? When you writing out, there's a way to listen to yourself. It improves your listening skill as well, right? So for me, in my opinion, when I write in a journal, it's a form of therapy. Right? You don't have to. It's cheaper than a therapist for sure, right? And you can trust yourself more than you can trust a therapist, right? You can diagnose yourself more than you can diagnose a therapist, right? Basically, it's like a therapy. For me, it's therapeutic when I find a time to write, right? Find a time to write and then get out all my ideas, get out all my thoughts and moments, all right, out on a pen and paper, right? Like the old saying said, the pen is mightier than the sword, right? Use your ideas, and who knows? Maybe you reflect on your own ideas, and that might be a rewarding thing in the future for you, right? Because you just don't know. That's why I want to say there's a lot of guys right now who's dealing with a lot of mental issues, right? They don't know how to handle mental issues, right? So that's one way for me to deal with my mental stress and issues and questioning of the world. I write it down. I ask question a lot. Ask question on paper and pencil, right? And then when I do that, it's easier for me to reflect back on one of these videos right now, right? These videos start with what I wrote, right? The idea I get my ideas for the video from what I wrote, right? Throughout the days, thoughts can go through your head, right? With every thought that go through your head, that consider it as an idea and write it down and reflect back on it and to see where you want to make a video off of it. If you want to be a content creator, right? So this is how I get my ideas, right? By writing down. I encourage you. And if you have conflict with people, right? When you have conflict with people and you want to resolve your issues with people, it's better off, if you're not a great communicator, it's better off to write them a letter. Right? When you write a letter, you edit until the final draft and read it and see is it coherent for you to understand, so that'll be coherent for the other person to understand, so you can convey the right message to the other person without hesitation, without stuttering, without reiterating yourself, right? Without the person stopping you. That's one thing in communication, right? When you debating and arguing with another person, what often happen, right? People stop one each other, right? People stop one each other and don't let other people finish their thoughts in a debate, in an argument, right? Now, what happened when you give them a piece of paper? You stop that from happening. You get out, you convey your ideas better. Let them read your paper, and then they would understand where are you coming from, right? People don't like writing letters no more, right? That's what I find out. Back during the 70s, whatever it is, 30, 40 years ago, people write each other letters all the time. They mail each other letters. Husbands, couples, right? Husband, wives, couples, they mail each other letters, right? Now is what? Emails, instant messages, right? It's nothing. With letters, right? It's more intimate. It's more thoughtful. You put more thought into a letters than it is you put more thought into an instant messages, DMs, and email. Right? That's what I noticed. People don't put thoughts in their writing no more. Right? For me, when I write people on the actual pen and paper and mail it out, I put more thought and effort into what I'm saying than I do with my email, my instant messages, right? Because when people write their email, it's for some reason it diminishes the value of what you're writing from what I'm seeing, right? But when you write from your own handwriting, right? You put more thought and effort writing the word down. You're more choosing what word you use, right? You're more selective of what you want to say, and you're more diligent of how to say it, more precise, right? And you can always go back and just revise until you finalize it. And then, like I said before, it's something with writing the word on a pad and pencil. It connects you with the pen and pad. All right. So if you want to resolve all your mental stress, if you have mental issues, no one to talk to, can't trust nobody, right? Write it down. Write it down and say what you want to say to get out all the anguish that you're dealing with the world right now. We live in a very unhealthy society right now. We can't trust a lot of people. The only one we could trust is ourselves. So what better person than to release all your stress than people who could understand you more than yourself, right? This is I want to encourage people to write more. Write the old-fashioned way. Stop doing all these digital things. Buy a notebook, buy a composition book, and just write. There's no rules or regulation of how much you write. All you gotta do is just write and be consistent, right? When you be consistent with writing, you're building your character, right? That's what it is. You have to be consistent, right? But let me know you agree. If you have anything to say, leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. And on that note, peace and blessings.